Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats, Underdog Views, and I watched Mars Attacks. Apparently this was a Tim Burton movie. I didn't know that. Which, I don't mind, because I like his movies. And this was another fun movie to watch from him. The last one that we watched from him was Sweeney Todd, and that was pretty recent actually. I think that was last Wednesday. I think. Yeah. Or the week before that, but I think it was last Wednesday. Anyway, yes, it was. Anyway, I watched Mars Attacks, and what was also a fun surprise was Tom Jones, because I didn't expect him to be in this movie. Sorry, well, he is one of the last people that I would expect in a movie actually. But yeah, nice to see him. I know him through. I think the first time I've heard of him was through the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the second time maybe, well, probably then on the radio with his song Sex Bomb, which I didn't know it was his song until a few months ago actually. Yeah, but let's just start with the movie, because that's what you're here for. We're 4 miles outside of Lockjaw, Kentucky. On the left we see, we see a road, and on the right we see a house with, a few trees around it, and the person comes from the house towards the bin, some trash bins here that are there at the side of the road. He throws away his trash, and a red tractor comes driving up with, a guy on it. The guy stops and asks if, what is this? Filipino New Year? And the owner, the other guy says, "No. Why do you ask?" So the tractor guy says, "Well, I can smell, a whole feast. Are you cooking a whole feast? Because I can smell it all the way into the inner city, or the interstate, or in the interstate." And he asks, "Is it barbecue?" And the trash guy says, "Yeah, but it's not me." And then we see at the horizon of the road something glowing. Out of the house come 3 children running, screaming for their dad. "Daddy, daddy, daddy," And when they're close to him, but not yet, arrived at him, we see a horde of burning cows run past on the road. Let that sink in. The cows are on fire, and they're running past. What the fuck is going on? And then a UFO starts flying up into into space from behind the house. It flew up from behind the house and went into space. And we're gonna leave it at that, because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. But that was really a what the fuck scene. A horde of cows that are on fire, just running past. Well, it would be more crazy if they were just walking, casually, but, still, this was a weird scene, but I couldn't expect anything less, I shouldn't expect anything less weird, it's Tim Burton, so, what can you expect from him, Well, anyway, there were a lot of famous actors and actresses that I recognize in this movie, like Jack Black, Jack Nicholson, Sarah Jessica Parker, who I knew through South Park, Scrotty McBoogerballs, that episode, that's how I got to know her. Michael J. Fox, Pierce Brosnan, oh, Tom Jones, and then probably a couple more that I'm blanking on. But that's definitely already 7. And it's a Tim Burton movie. Like, overload of actors that I personally recognize. That, well, probably everybody knows and recognizes Jack Nicholson and all. Come on. But except if you haven't seen one of his movies, then I get it. But who the fuck is that guy? But for me, a lot of actors that I recognize and a couple actresses. But it was very fun. It was a very fun movie. It was a very weird movie. I have to say that the well, first no, never mind. I have to say that the blending of the Marsh characters and the humans were pretty nicely done. There was not really. Yeah, you could see it was kind of fake, but it was not. Oh yeah, that's fake. Not overly fake. It was still pretty realistic in that scene. In my opinion. But what I wanted to say was, where are the movies with lots of famous actors all at once? Where are those movies? Because yes, you have some movies that today with some famous actors, maybe 3 here and there, with 3 famous actors at once, but 7. Well, Tom Jones is a singer, but still pretty famous. Where are those movies? Because I haven't seen them in a while. Well, we're gonna watch the next week, I think, with Austin Powers. Definitely in Goldmember there are a lot of famous actors, a lot of cameos. I'm very excited for that one. I'm obviously familiar with Mike Myers. I have the Wayne's World cap. So but yeah, I enjoyed this movie. It was a decent movie. But I will give it a 4 out of 5. Yes, 4 out of 5. Because, so many famous actors. It was just a very enjoyable movie, and I know about Mars Attacks, and they're also on, those vape pens, that you have everywhere, and it says on, R&M in Rick and Morty style. But that's Mars Attacks. That's not even Rick and Morty. And obviously people associate it then with Rick and Morty, which, yes, I get it, but it's not the same. Even though it is plausible, and it would be possible too, but it's just not. That said, leave likes, recommend a good Tim Burton movie down below in the comments section, subscribe to the channel, come join the Discord, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for I want to watch The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Bonk? I felt a bonk. But I want to watch The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but maybe we're gonna watch The 50-Foot Woman. Or maybe we're gonna watch both. But if I have to choose, I'm gonna choose The Running Man. You know. That said, likes. I'll see you guys tomorrow for The Running Man.